Ladies and gentlemen, the Great Smoke 2024. Who's having a great time? We're about to have a very, very special conversation up here on the stage. But before we do that, I just want to share a couple things. The first is, you may not be aware, but while you all are enjoying this event in person, there is also an entire virtual event that is happening online, streaming live on both Facebook and on YouTube. If anyone in this room is on Facebook, would you do me a favor, open up your phones, go to the Smoke Inn Facebook page, find the live feed, and share it to your page. That way people can see how much fun you're having, and that takes the pressure off of you to have to keep taking pictures and posting them. So open up your phone, go to your Facebook page, then find the Smoke Inn Facebook page, and share the live feed to your page so everyone can see how much fun you're having. The other thing I would ask you to do is give it up for the GOAT, Alex Tavella, walking by here. I mean, come on, there's only one. And last but not least, let me just ask you, if you are not posting or sharing this feed, if you're taking pictures, please share them with people you love. This is the greatest consumer cigar event that happens in the United States of America. Would anyone disagree with me? No way. So how about we give a big round of applause to Abe Dababneh and the whole Smoke Inn crew for making this happen year after year after year. Okay, we have a very important survey. In a show of hands, who in this room has seen the movie A Bronx Tale? Okay, so that means, show of hands, who has not seen the movie A Bronx Tale? Okay, the first group needs to make sure that the second group sees this movie because it is biblical. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce Mr. Chazz Palminteri and Mr. Paul DeSilvio.
Thank you.
Welcome to the fun.
Wow, there's something else over here, man. I gotta tell you, this is, it's new.
You know, living in New York City, we have a lot of great shit. You just can't get anywhere else. But we cannot pull this off in New York City. This can only happen here at the Great Smoke in West Palm Beach. And it's an unbelievable community. I know, Chazz, you've been out doing events, you did the trade show, but from a consumer event standpoint, is this the largest consumer event that you've done?
Oh, without a doubt, absolutely.
And it's something else, isn't it?
This is something else. Yeah, you know,
Exactly. We have a decent amount of time, but I'd like to jump in first, Chazz. A Bronx Tale, on a personal level, was just an incredible movie. When I saw it, I was living in Astoria, and I was telling someone earlier, I spent a whole day cruising around Astoria to find the sites where different scenes were shot, because it was just, the movie just moved me. I just wanted to connect to it more. But right now, you're in West Palm Beach doing A Bronx Tale as a one-man show.
Right, I did it already at the Kravitz Center. I performed it, and I was very fortunate because I have my debut of the cigar here that Paul DeSilvio and myself, and along with Epic Great Cigars makers, we all got together, and we made A Bronx Tale. The question, people say to me, Chazz, are you a big cigar smoker? And I really said, I smoke cigars, but I wouldn't call myself a connoisseur. So they asked me, Paul and I have been friends for many years. He's got a great company.
La Casa Grande.
La Casa Grande. La Casa Grande. So Paul said, I met these wonderful gentlemen from Epic, and they want to make a Bronx Tale cigar. I said, great, but people will buy it once, because of my name. But if it isn't great, they're not going to buy it again. So we waited. They did Epic did a great blend with Paul. We waited 2-3 years, and we came out with this great cigar, a Bronx Tale.
Now I want to ask you about this, Chazz. I want to cut you for 1 second because I wrote that down, watching some of the interviews and things that you've done about this cigar, where you've said that. And what I'm really curious about, Paul, is as a admitted, not a cigar connoisseur, but someone who enjoys it.
I'm not, no.
And you've also said the same thing about your restaurants.
Yes.
That someone's going to come in the restaurant once, but if the service isn't great, if the meal isn't great, if everything about it isn't memorable, then they're not going to come back.
They're not going to come back.
It's probably the same about your show, right?
Exactly.
I mean, they're going to come and see Chazz do a Bronx Tale one-man show.
Right.
But they have to leave with everything you've got, right? To want to come back and tell a friend.
Right. That's why I've been doing the show for 34 years.
So before I ask this question, let me ask first question. Why do you do it to yourself? Everything you do, you subject yourself to profound criticism.
Yeah.
It's so there's a level of real vulnerability, which I suppose is common among actors, right?
Right.
But you do it with restaurants. You're doing it now with a cigar, where you're subjecting yourself to criticism.
Yes.
What is it about that thrill that motivates you to keep diversifying what you're doing?
Well, you know, there's an old Chinese saying that the turtle only makes progress by sticking his neck out. So I believe in you take chances. That's why I've been around for so long. I take chances, but when you take a chance, it has to be a calculated risk. You have to go in business with good people, and you have to give it 110%.
And obviously, you did that.
Right.
Because we're sitting next to Paul.
We're sitting next to Paul, and Paul and I said, Paul, if I do this, I do it 110%. I want to know everything there is about cigars. And I've been learning through Paul, through Epic. I've been learning what makes a great cigar. And I said, if I'm going to make cigars, it has to be great.
So, Paul, I've been making cigars for 15 years. Obviously, the folks at Epic, Dean and his crew.
I've been making them for 28 years.
Well, I was going to get to that. You've been 28 years in the Bronx. And just to be clear, folks, has anyone ever been to the Bronx, by the way, here? Wait. Is anybody from the Bronx here? There we go. I knew we had a little New York in the house. If you are not aware, La Casa Grande is in the Bronx market. It's one of the most notorious shopping experiences in New York City. It's the real Little Italy, and what they've got there is not a cigar shop the way you imagine it. It is actually a cigar factory. There's pairs of rollers, bunching tobacco, rolling tobacco, putting them in a mold and a press in between. Just like you see in Dominican Republic, Nicaragua, Honduras, on all the tours that you've been to. This is a legit handmade premium cigar factory in the middle of the Bronx.
That's right.
Now, that's not an easy thing to do, so I want to hear about that story. But before you tell us about the business, I want you to tell us about the process. Because making a blend is not an easy thing to do. Maintaining a blend is not an easy thing to do. When Chazz Palminteri says, I want you to make a cigar that represents me, that honors my grandfather, but I'm not a huge cigar guy, so I'm going to rely totally on you to be that artist. That feels like an awful lot of pressure.
It really isn't. I came to him and I said, you're my dad's, one of his closest friends. And I said, I have an idea for a cigar. And he said, it's got to be great. And the pressure is making him proud, of course. But it's something natural to me after a while. So it's not really that hard to do. And I trust my peers and people in my industry and customers to tell me, hey, this is not so great, or this is fantastic, or you got to really go with this blend. So then it's fine. You've been there, you know that.
Tell us about the blend, Paulie, and the wrapper and everything
Well,
else.
this blend is Ecuador, Habano Maduro, And Dominican tobacco, the binder is Dominican. It's kind of like a potato chip cigar. If you have one, you'll probably have one more right after. And we're coming out with a core line in a couple of weeks. Right now we have the vintage, which is 10 in a box. We're gonna have one that's 20 count boxes, based the name Colodro, which is the famous name in the movie Bronx Tale.
Right. How many people out there are immigrants of this country? Who's an immigrant?
Who's an immigrant here?
You're all immigrants. Come on. Nobody got here from the Mayflower. Let's be honest here. All right? So this cigar is dedicated to all the immigrants who came to this country looking for a better life. Okay? I'm talking about whether you be Italian, Irish, Spanish, African American, Jewish. That's why I wanted this cigar. Even non-cigar smokers buy this cigar and give it to their grandfather, their uncles, their aunts, because I wanted to dedicate it to my grandfather, Colodro, and we're coming out with a lot of more brands. Another Colodro, smaller, 10 in a box, the Sunny. So if you're an immigrant, you gotta buy this cigar.
Now that would be interesting. So the Sunny, I'm just envisioning a box of 5 cigars, but it only has 3 in it. What do you think?
Know what?
Huh?
My man.
Because he only has 3. Come on, that's a Bronx Tale line, fellas. Come on, what the fuck? Wake
I like
up.
That. Did you hear that, Arthur? 5 cigars, but it only has 3 in it.
That's right.
I like it. I like it.
Paul, tell us a bit about La Casa Grande. It really is such a unique place, a unique product. Let people know in a minute or two what La Casa Grande is, and if they're not in the Bronx, can they experience La Casa Grande?
Perfect. So yes, if they want to have cigar from table to lips, just go to lcgcigars.com, La Casa Grande, and my factory in the Bronx will roll them to you and guarantee to have that cigar in about 48 hours. We also have a cigar, me and Chazz, called Primo Fresca, and you'll get it the next day or day after. It's 28 years I've been doing this. My rollers, we have about 10, and they're like family, and they've all been with me. A lot of them are in their 60s. I got a couple that are in their 70s. I think I have the Yankees of cigar rolling. And, and guys, come through. It's an experience. It's old world Cuba, old world Tampa, old world Dominican Republic, right there in the Boogie Down Bronx.
And then do me a favor and connect the dots, because the Bronx Tale, as you mentioned, is made with our friends at Epic, with Dean and everybody. So that's produced in the Dominican Republic.
Yes,
right?
Van Eycken Factory.
And Van Eycken Factory. So maybe just connect the dots briefly on how you decided to go with that factory to create this blend.
The reason I went with that factory is I wanted, I have 10 rollers, but I never have cigars, which is a good problem, but I wanted it to be great, like he wanted it to be great, so I needed the resources for extra hands.
To scale.
Yes, and I wanted to be with somebody who is a guy kind of like myself, and I met Dean, and we hit it off, and the rest is history. And I'm glad if we can help Epic, raise their profile, and we work together as partners, and it's good.
Right, and I want to give a shout out to a great man we met. We met him, and he's been so kind to us. He has taken us all over the place, and I'm sure you all know him. He's responsible for everything here. What about Abe, Honest Abe from Smoke Inn?
Where is he?
We love Abe.
Abe has been fantastic to us, and he has introduced us to so many people. And Paulie, who were the other people we met?
I gotta say, this industry, they've welcomed us with open arms. Guys like Eric Espinosa and Jose Blanco, been like, mentors and talking to us, and Carlito Fuente treating us like we belong here.
And if a retailer wants to carry it, you are distributed by Xander Gregg. Is that correct?
Yes, you contact Xander Gregg for a Bronx Tale.
We're right down there. You want to pick up a box?
In the corner,
that's where we are.
Let me end with this, if I may, Chazz. You have really done it all. Theater, movies. Now you have a podcast that's unbelievable with Catherine and Tracy, right?
Tara.
Excuse me, Tara.
Tracy.
Yeah. I love the podcast. I really enjoy watching it. You have restaurants. Now you have wine.
Yes.
Now you have cigars.
Yes.
What could possibly be left? And more specifically, what is left on Chazz Palminteri's bucket list?
You know, as long as it's quality. You know, quality is everything to me. I have enough money, thank God, for myself and my children. And don't get me wrong, I want to make money in the cigars and wine, but it has to be my brand. At this stage of my life, all I want to do is to protect my brand.
But how about, let's talk outside of brand.
Right.
Outside of professional, outside of hobby.
Yes.
We don't know what's left for us.
Of course.
So if you could check one thing off your bucket list right now, rub the lamp, and you can do it right now, what would you want to do that you have never done?
What would I want to do that I have never done? Wow. You know, when you asked me this before I made it, I would have a list.
Right.
But I'm so blessed, and I could do basically, you know what? I just want me and my family to be healthy for a long, long time. That's all I want, just to be healthy. I have everything else, and I've said it once, and I've always said it. Health is wealth. You can have the richest man in the world, and if you said to him on his deathbed, "Will you come back right now, but all your money's gone?" he would say, "Absolutely." So I say to everyone out there, it's great, enjoy your friends, enjoy this moment, but health is wealth. As long as you have that, my folks, you have everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, Paul, DeSilvio, Chazz Palminteri. If you haven't had a chance to go see them, go to the back corner. They'll be there all day. We're going to throw it, I believe, to Paul, and we'll be back in just a moment. Keep having fun, guys. We'll be right back.
All right. God bless. Thank you. Thank you.
Michael, you just literally lived out like a childhood dream of mine. Interviewing Chazz, interviewing Paul, who my producer for my off-Broadway show works with now. Like, that was amazing. It was really cool. Great interview. Kudos to Michael. But I'm over here at GSM Charity Auctions, and Jeremy is here with us. Jeremy's a staple here. I mean, listen, at the Great Smoke, we always have these guys. But Jeremy, I wanted you to just point out a couple of featured items that you have here now.
Of course, we got some incredible items here, actually right behind your back.
Yeah, sure.
This photograph of Larry Bird shooting a 3 over Michael Jordan on his rookie year, which is incredible. Then if you look over there, we have a Joe Montana Notre Dame jersey. We actually have a Coach Prime jersey as well. Leo Messi. We have a Michigan's collage from this year's championship, as well as even Taylor Swift. I know there's a lot of Swifties out here. Wow. And Travis Kelce. So you get a little bit of everything when it comes to sports items, celebrity items, and vacation packages to Bali, Yankee experiences, Costa Rica, as well as even the Fountain Blue in Miami.
Thank you, Jeremy. Listen, check it out here, because they always have really cool items. And even they got the Snoopy deal right there and the Seinfeld. Like, there's some great stuff here. So check it out, please. Thank you, Jeremy. We're going to head over this way. So Ash Quarterly, partner with Smoke Inn, partner with KMA Talk Radio. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean not to bump into you. So tell us a little bit about what we're doing over here.
Absolutely. So hold it. There we go. So Ash Quarterly magazine we got right here. So we got Luciano on the cover. We got some cool raffle going on with Luciano. Then we also got cigar pokers that we just rolled out, cigar journals, ton of fun stuff. Magazine, consumers rate the cigars, because my opinion doesn't matter.
All right, I agree with that. We're moving on. The next activation. Listen, there's lots of vendors here, lots of things to do. We have another friend of Smoke Inn, KMA here. Tell us a little bit about the Integra Boost.
Well, here at Integra Boost, we are offering our Boost Premier line, the two-way humidity product, and we're the exclusive humidity product here at the Great Smoke 2024.
And why should somebody use your product?
Well, you spend good hard-earned money on those wonderful cigars, and you want to make sure they're protected. You want to make sure that they're kept at the right humidity, not too much, not too little, and that's what our product will do, regulate that humidity within your humidor, within your cooler door, wherever you store them.
Secure your investment. It's a great thing to do. We're going to go behind us, guys. Here, I'll come back here. Stacy, How are you?
Doing swell. How are you?
I'm great. I've seen your product around and about here at the Great Smoke. Tell me a little bit about what you do. What's special about your product?
So what's special about my product is these are actually handmade using the actual cigar labels.
Handmade by
myself.
By you.
And my sister.
Okay.
Our brand is called Smoke the Collection. And all the actual cigar makers actually love our brands because it's free advertising for them.
Well, and it's that, and it's like capturing a memory. Like, guys, look at this stuff. Like, we've all had those cigars that we want to remember, like that one that was like an epic cigar. I can see somebody saying like, these are the bands that I smoked when my child was born, and this was the cigar that I smoked when I had a celebration, I graduated or whatever. So how can people find you?
They can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Smoke the Collection, and you can also, we'll have our website up pretty soon. But just please go to Instagram, Facebook, Smoke the Collection, and you can find us there.
Smoke Collection. Thank you, Stacy. You're a doll. All right. Now, next over here, this is a very unique product. So now, many of us know the troubles of getting life insurance if you're a cigar smoker. And this is the Cigar Life Guy. Sir, what was your name again?
Dave.
Dave, just tell us briefly what you're doing over here.
So, I'm the Cigar Life Guy. We have a lot of fun with cigars, smoking cigars, talking about cigars. Check me out, cigarlifeguy.com. But my real business is I'm the cigar smoker's life insurance broker. What we do is we get you non-tobacco rates on life insurance no matter how much you smoke. Saves people 70% versus smoker rates. Incredible. Got a ton of people in this room that I've saved thousands of dollars for. I mean, talk about fun. That's a lot of cigar money, right?
No, absolutely, and that's a real concern for cigar smokers out there. That's the first thing they ask. Do you smoke? I smoke cigars. I'm not smoking, cigarettes. So, I mean, where can they find you?
CigarLifeGuy.com, at CigarLifeGuy on social, but CigarLifeGuy.com is the website. There's a quote form on the website. Fill that out. You can get an idea of what things are going to cost you, and we can follow up with a phone call if it makes sense.
Thank you so much, Dave. Listen, there's endless things we can tell you about what's going on here. Over here, we have our friends at Cigar Snob. You may recognize this beauty. Tell us a little bit about the issue that's out now.
Right now, that's a top 25 cigar. It's a top 25 cigars of the year, and the number one was the Aging Room, the Sonata.
The Cuatro Nicaragua Sonata. We love Rafael. Rafael is like, he's like a dream individual, like just such a great man.
He is. I love him. I was just with him in Dominican.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I just got back last night just to be here.
Oh my God! Did you hear that from all these people that have been here? Cigar Snob is like it's like a family member for us here at Smoke Inn. So, thank you so much. Are you giving out issues today? Is that what's happening?
Yes, we're giving them out. So come by, get them. And if you want to subscribe, it's $18 a year. We're going on our 18th year this year, so it's great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Listen, there's so many great people here. There's so many great things to do. It is honestly just overwhelming because it's like coming to a family reunion for me, seeing our friends from Cigar Snob, from all of these different vendors here. It's amazing. We're going to be right back. We're going to check out some nice, great new footage from the Great Smoke 2024. But first, we're going to go to this commercial break.
Can I get it with that one?
The park is never more than a pour away. Yellowstone, bourbon for all.
Hello, my name is Ryan Aussie Smith with Rabbit Air, and we are so happy to be here at this historic event. Rabbit Air has become very well known amongst cigar aficionados because of our -A2 unit, a premier smoke eater that does an excellent job removing smoke from many environments. With the correct setup, you can stay inside out of the elements smoking, without your landlord, neighbours, or better half complaining about the smell. You'll see our -A2 unit in many cigar lounges and bars, including the prestigious Club Macanudo in New York. And just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we've just introduced our new product, the A3. With over 1,000 square foot of coverage, the A3 was designed with the group smokers in mind. Superior design has created an ultra-quiet unit that will not disturb the peace and serenity of smoking time, even when operating at the highest fan speeds. The A3 can be wall-mounted upright or upside down, giving you the flexibility to mount your unit as high on the wall as you desire. And the newly implemented laser particle sensor cuts down on cleaning maintenance, whilst giving you sensing precision like never before. Our award-winning customer service team is available 24/7 to answer any of the questions that you may have. And with our 90-day money-back guarantee, 5-year warranty, and free shipping, we want to make sure that you are 100% happy with your purchase. Once again, it's great being here, and thank you to Honest Abe and everyone else that has kept this epic event going. Enjoy your great smoke, stay safe, and smoke 'em if you got 'em.
We are halfway into the Great Smoke 2024, and I promise you a power-packed second half. Up ahead and taking the main stage, Drew Newman of J.C. Newman Cigars. I was told there would be some dragons at this hoedown. Where are the dragons, dang it? Oh, there's one. Holy fireballs! Props. Somebody from Props? I think I'm going to be needing a wardrobe change. That kind of stung.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Great Smoke 2024. How are we doing so far, huh? Has anybody eaten yet? How's the food? Huh? Ridiculous, right? Always. Ladies and gents, we are sitting down with the one and only Mr. Bobby Newman from J.C. Newman Cigars. Mr. Newman, it's great to see you as always. How are you?
Great to be here, Michael. I haven't seen Abe yet, but Abe, wherever you are, congratulations. Been coming to these things since day one. This is the best one ever. There's so much electricity in this room because there's cigar clubs from all over the country. I've seen consumers, friends from Canada and other places outside of Florida. There they are. We love you, Canada.
Where's Canada? There it is. Bobby, you are third generation in the business, and I was thinking, actually on my flight last night, that the Newman family really is probably the last or one of the last real dynastic premium cigar family enterprises still as an American business. I mean, I can't think of many more. We had the Colemans, we had the Shermans, we had many over the years, but really J.C. Newman has really been able to stay firm and stay strong and grow the business, third generation, and now into fourth generation.
Well, thank you for saying that. This is our 129th year in business. Our grandfather, everybody, unless you're Native American, everybody in this beautiful hall came from somewhere. We're a land of immigrants. Our grandfather came from the Austrian-Hungarian Empire. Grandpa J.C. was born 39 years after the fall of the Alamo, and which was born in 1875. The Alamo fell in 1836. And people say, how can you possibly remember your grandfather? Because I remember very well the reason why he got married very late in life. My dad was on the B-24 Liberator during World War II and survived. He got married late in life, and I had my first child at 41. So this is how shit happens.
This is how shit happens. Now, speaking of shit happening, though, if you and your brother are third generation, and now your nephew is fourth generation in the business, that means the third generation didn't fuck it up.
That's exactly right.
Right? I mean, well done, Mr. Newman. How about that?
Well, thank you. Last year in Dortmund, my brother and I got a very nice surprise for being in the two of us have been in the business over 100 years. And when we got on stage, I told everyone 90 of those 100 years have been very difficult years, for not only for us, but for the premium cigar industry. This is the golden era of the cigar industry right now.
I want to ask you about that. You personally, as well as a company, have been involved in cigar rights and advocacy for as long as I've known you, and that's got to be close to 20 years. Founding member of the CRA. I remember we spent a lot of time together on the early CRA tour. And so you've labeled this the golden era of the premium cigar industry. In a couple minutes, help us understand so that we can understand as a community, I mean, where exactly are we? We're not out of the woods, but where are we in this sort of crusade for cigar rights and cigar advocacy?
Well, that's a great question. So, I don't know how well. Hey, Dr. Waite, can you see me? It's my dentist, Tampa.
You have a hell of a set, by the way. Really nice. If you want teeth as good as Bobby, see Dr. White down here.
Thank you. He does take credit cards. Thank you, Dr. Waite. but 2000, and I'll try to answer that question in 60 seconds. When Obama came in 2009, the first bill that he had passed was the Family Tobacco Prevention Act, and it was to regulate anything that has been known carcinogenic, cigarettes and smokeless tobacco. So the FDA took it upon themselves and they said, let's just regulate everything. And just about broke the back of the premium cigar industry. And by the grace of the good Lord, we had an Obama appointee, a federal judge named Judge Mehta. He deregulated the industry, and primarily because the FDA lied to the federal court.
But even still, now that ruling is facing appeal.
That's correct. The Department of Justice is now appealing that. However, the good news is that the FDA, about 3 years ago, they went around the country and they got what they said the best chemists, the best scientists to determine the health aspects of cigars. And I think it came back to bite the FDA in the fanny, because what came out of that was that, and this study was done through the CDC, the Center for Disease Control in Atlanta, and they said the average American cigar smoker, not the people like Dr. Waite here, but the average American cigar smoker smokes 1.7 cigars a month, and it would not affect mortality.
Well, I think that's great news, because, ladies and gentlemen, what Mr. Newman just confirmed, if the average cigar enthusiast is having 1.7 cigars a month, everybody in this room is above average. Before we talk about your TGS exclusive, we bumped into each other in Santiago about 5 days ago in the Dominican Republic.
Correct.
And you were down there with your brother, your nephew, a handful of retailers, and I noticed a couple people in scrubs.
That's right.
And I know you were doing something very special down there. And before we talk about your cigar, I know how much giving back and philanthropy and helping folks means to you and your family. Tell us what you were doing down in the Dominican Republic earlier this week.
This was our 10th straight year. We bring a group of volunteers, ophthalmologists, optometrists, and other people we train to examine, because we see between 2,000 and 3,000 people in 3 days. So what we do, we bring the eyeglasses with us for distance, for reading, and everyone gets sunglasses, eye drops, and here we are in the United States, in this beautiful city, West Palm Beach, and unless you've not traveled across the world, we are so fortunate to live here. Most of these people, they have no access to not only health care, but eye care, dental care. And through my brother Eric and Carlos Fuente, we've been business partners for 38 years. We have a beautiful school called the Cigar Family School. If you've been there, you've seen it. And we have health clinic there. There's about 460 pre-Kers to 12th graders. They all get a world-class education. We build it and they will come, and we've been very blessed. We've raised over $26 million. It's the only nonprofit I ever heard of. If you give $1, all 100 cents goes to the mission.
Now, is that effort through the Cigar Family Charitable Foundation?
Yes, but what we do, we see the school. We saw like 600 people on Tuesday, but then we go to other places, other locations, and it's amazing that even it's socialized medicine down there, but if you want to see an eye doctor or a dentist, it could take 3 months, 6 months, just like everywhere else.
If folks here want to help support that cause, would it be as easy as making a contribution to the Cigar Family Charitable Foundation?
Absolutely. It's CF-CF. Charlie Frank-Charlie Frank. Thank you.
I know this event has been a huge supporter of Cigar Family Charitable Foundation over the years. We've done fundraisers. Certainly everyone here in the room is familiar with Toast Across America and all of those great events and products that benefit Cigar Family Charitable Foundation.
May I say something else too, Mike? Also, I've been here for 3 hours. I met a lot of veterans in this hall. And can all our veterans stand up, please, so we can salute you?
Veterans, stand up.
I'm not a veteran.
How about a round of applause for our veterans?
God bless our veterans. I represent the 99% of Americans that did not serve. Thank you for my freedom and for our freedom. And also, we have another nonprofit under Southeastern Guide Dogs. If any of you need a service dog, a guide dog, a emotional support dog, a Gold Star dog. For those of you who do not know what a Gold Star family is, ask a veteran. Just come see me. I'm by the J.C. Newman booth on Toro Fuente, and they're free. We cover all 50 states. Thank you.
That's great. J.C. Newman is right in the back corner there, so make sure you go and see Bobby. In the time that we have left, let's get to business. We have a Great Smoke exclusive from J.C. Newman. Bobby, give us the details on. Is this for me?
Absolutely.
What took you so long? I saw him put him in his pocket, and I've been waiting for 15 minutes for him to give me a cigar. Now thank you.
You're welcome.
Very, very much. So, Bobby, tell us about this cigar.
Absolutely. So Abe came to us, and he asked us if we would make a special cigar, brick house. It's called Dragon Fire. And he asked us to make 300 boxes. I don't know if they're sold. They're close to be sold out. In fact, the only one I gave away is to our dentist, and he's given me. I'm 39 years old, but he pulled a baby tooth out last week and said, "Don't smoke for 2 weeks." So he's given me the stink eye. I didn't know he'd be here. But the cigar, it's a very unique cigar. We've never made it's a brick house. Let me tell you a bit about it. It has the brush ending, so when you look at the bottom of it, all you're looking at is the binder and the filler. So this was Drew, my nephew's creation. So the Dragon, when you light this cigar, the first thing what you'll notice, it looks like it's a dragon that's spitting fire out. And it's an Ecuador Habana seed. It's a darker wrapper than we normally would use. And I smoked one yesterday, and I told Dr. Waite, because he's here, and even though I'm not supposed to smoke it, and I smoked it down like to roach clip size, and it's amazing because when it starts, all you're tasting, you light it, all you're tasting the binder and filler. And then about an inch later, the wrapper catches on and changes dynamics continually, all the way down to the last inch. And we think everyone will enjoy it. And if there's any, I've given out 3 cigars, so I hope you enjoy it too, Michael.
That's limited edition. It's coming from you. I certainly appreciate it. Bobby, we have just a couple minutes left. I've watched what your family has done in Tampa. The El Reloj factory is really rooted in such history and nostalgia. It's not a fabrication, it's a preservation. If I look at what you've done across the street in the hotel that was profoundly dilapidated, any engineer would say, let's take this down and rebuild. And you said, well, that would be far too inexpensive. Let's spend 4 times the money and let's preserve and restore. You have cigar making machines that have been obsolete they're older than you, and so that is old. And yet you insist on using them so much that you have built a machine factory just to keep your obsolete machines working. You have an incredible grip around nostalgia and history and authenticity rather than rebuilding. There's something about your family that wants to preserve and protect. What is so important about history that makes you all double down on every project to preserve and hold and protect the history?
That's a great question. And Michael, everyone has heard this before. If you forget history, you're condemned to make it's the same mistakes. And as what we're unfortunately doing, tearing down our Civil War statues, because we got to remember that it was not done. It was a non-gracious war. However, my brother and I are third generation. The only reason we survived because my father, brother, and I, we bought all 14 of our relatives out. Very, very rare to have an American business, family business last, or any business around the world last into the third generation. If we hadn't bought our relatives out, we wouldn't be here. We'd be out of business. But the fourth generation comes in, led by Drew, and I have two sons in the cigar business. And their idea was to go through a 10-year massive restoration and renovation of our factory. And Eric, my brother, told Drew, he said, if you want to spend your inheritance now, or you can wait till your mother and I die. He said, no, I want to do it now. And to quote my other brother, Carlos Fuente Jr., build it and they will come. It's like Field of Dreams. And last year, we had over 15,000 visitors. We had 88 corporate events, 22 weddings. If anybody wants to, Dr. Wade, if you want to renew your vows, you can use our factory. And but it's Eric and I also, as a person gets older, you become more fiscal conservative. You do not want to lose what you've made. Eric and I never would have done this, but Drew led and my children, this was their idea. We thought it was a terrible idea. We have a hand cigar making factory in Tampa, Florida, the third floor of a factory. Labor is 8 times in the United States what it is in Nicaragua. We have a very large factory there. And so this was led by Drew, but Drew feels very strongly that if we feel like we have an obligation that if we don't preserve and keep this heritage of cigar making in Tampa, which started in 1885, if we don't do it, no one else will do it. It'll be dead. It'll be gone.
And just to be clear, has anyone ever been to the El Reloj factory in Tampa? So that's not enough hands up, okay? That's not enough hands up. If you are in the Tampa area, how can you go visit? Do you need to make a reservation? Is there a big ticket center? How can I go and see this history firsthand?
Well, 3 ways. Remember, the best way is go on jcnewman.com. We have 3 tours a day. Each tour is about an hour and 15 minutes. We have hand cigar making every Thursday and Friday. You have to sign up online. We now have, and I thought Drew, our nephew, was insane, we have cigar tasting events. And what we did, we have 24 different types of tobacco, wrapper, binder, filler, from all over the country, all over the world. And we made them into puritos, so you smoke it, and you give a rating. Next year, you'll be able to come back, and we'll make the cigar for you, put your name on it.
If you have not had the opportunity to visit El Reloj in Tampa, you must. It's not far from here. Next time you come to the Great Smoke, add 1 more day and go down to Tampa and make sure that you visit the factory. It is certainly a must. The TGS limited release Dragonfire is now available. I do need to point out that this segment of The Great Smoke 2024 is brought to you by Yellowstone Bourbon, faithfully yours since 1872. Has anyone tasted the Yellowstone Bourbon yet? Does anyone need to taste more Yellowstone Bourbon? Agreed. I would go find my friend over there, Steven, at the Yellowstone Bourbon. I understand it is time for more raffles. Where is Abe? Bobby's been looking for you, Abe. He wants to give you a hug and tell you what a great job you do, and you need to give away some raffles. Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Newman from J.C. Newman and the one and only Abe Dababneh. I'm going to stay up for raffles.
Okay, thank you.
You can zip down.
All right, everybody. No, I don't want to see your stomach. Put your shirt on, please.
Great to do it.
No, I don't care. No. 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 I don't care. I cannot unsee that. No. Oh, my gosh. All right. So, I got a quick little story I got to share with everybody before we do our raffles. One of my mentors, my first mentor really in this industry, was a dear friend of mine, passed away many years ago. And I think about him every day, especially when we do stuff like this. Because Sal Fontana would have loved seeing this. He really was. He really brought me in this industry. We got an image of him up there, I believe. There he is. That's
The
my man,
best,
Sal.
bro.
Oh, can we put it up a little bit longer?
The best.
Let's leave it up for a little bit. Yeah, until the next one. Yep.
The best.
The best. I miss him every day I think about him. His picture's above my desk in my office. And we had this really special relationship, and it was a lot of banter. So he would always make fun of how fat I was, and I would always make fun of how old he is. I would keep telling him, I could get skinnier, but you can't get any younger, so I'd rather be me. But we always kind of competed. So we started betting all the time. You want to bet? You want to bet? You want to bet? You want to bet? But no one ever won anything. We would just say, you want to bet? So I started saying to myself, like, I keep winning these bets and I don't get anything. So I started a little thing. I said to him, Sal, we're going to bet. But what we're going to do this time, Sal, we're going to bet $1. And if I win, you have to sign the dollar. Abe, you were right and I was wrong. And if I lose, I'll sign one for you. God rest his soul, I think I had about $12 bills from Sal before he passed away. But it started a bigger tradition that I've been doing now for years of my collection. If we can go to the next image over here. It should be in the file. No, that's me. No, there it is. Yes. So, just to give you a breakdown, in that stack is a $50 bill, 21 $20 bills, 74 $5 bills, and 45 $1 bills. $1,125, 165 wins. I do have some losses. I believe I got about 6, maybe 7 losses out there over the years.
Solid record.
Solid record.
Solid record.
Solid record.
Yep.
All right. Actually, last year I lost and I came up on stage, and I think Kevin Shahan, if you're out here, I signed a $1 bill for you. So a few years ago, trade show, we saw this amazing release that was announced in 2020. They brought it to a trade show. It was the Fuente and Padron collaboration that everybody's been waiting about. And I literally said to my dear friend, William Cooper, you won't see that cigar till 2024. 2 years ago. I told him you wouldn't see that cigar. So where's Will Cooper? Will's got to be around here.
He's ready.
Come on up. Come on up. Come on up. Coop.
I know Coop's got the one and only.
He feels like he's got something devious planned. Look,
Cigar-Coop.
I'm here. I don't care what you got planned, Coop. The fact is, 2 years, I called it. You wouldn't see it till 2024.
Yeah. Listen, I thought I had this. I thought I had it. I thought I had the inside link with this.
So I have my marker. It's time to collect my $5 bill.
We got a problem.
You don't have $5.
Well, you know, I got back from the Dominican last night.
What do you got, pesos?
I got pesos.
Yeah. You gonna give it to me in pesos?
I'm gonna give you, it's 294 pesos rounded up to 3.
You gotta sign every bill. You can start signing.
Okay.
There you go. You want to sign? See, he thought he was gonna be smart. Now you gotta sign 293 bills. Go ahead.
No, I don't. I have a 200. No, I have 2.
Oh, you got a $293 one? No, he's trying to be smart.
Oh, it's with pesos.
He's trying to be smart.
We got pesos.
No, I got the 5.
He found the $5 bill. He found the $5 bill. Here, I'll let you sign it on my back. Come on.
You were right. I was wrong.
So
Is that it?
If anybody didn't follow this story, because this has been going on for years.
Okay, Abe, just so you know, almost lost his bet, right? Because it looked like that thing was switching. He almost lost it, right? And when it looked like he was going to lose, he's like, Oh, I think I won anyway because it was pretty close.
Not what I said. See, everybody just like makes up stuff. All I said was they announced a press release that they were going to distribute the cigar last December, which means I would have lost. I said, you know what? I lose. I signed the $5 bill. But God, man, December of 2023, I feel like I was right, which kind of was 2 years. Sure enough, there was a delay. The cigar still hasn't been delivered. So sign away, buddy.
It's you were right. I was wrong. Uh-huh.
You were right, Abe.
You were
right, Abe.
You were right, Abe.
Oh, are you good
I was
there?
wrong.
There you go. Good job. You were right. Yeah, okay.
Okay. So Abe, I got one question for you.
Yes.
What's a charity that you're doing right now?
The Kids Cancer Foundation.
Okay, so what I'd like to do is pledge $100 to the Kids Cancer Foundation.
Oh,
there we go.
Give me a hand. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I think
Very
it's
nice.
Yeah, I think we did.
I love it.
Yeah, I do too.
If anybody doesn't know, Coop is a co-host and part of the KMA Radio family. You can catch us every Saturday morning, bantering and bullshitting with the GOAT.
Yeah.
Check us out, KMA Talk Radio. Best way to start your Saturdays. Thank you.
Okay.
Cigar-coop.com.
Yeah, I'll get the details.
Yeah, I'll get it for you. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. I want to do something with it.
Who's ready for some raffles?
All right, we're going to zip through this so we can get back to the fun. All right, raffle number 1 is a Monte Cristo White Series golf bag for your golfers from Ultimus USA.
Solid piece, by the way. Solid
Let's see who the
piece.
winner is.
Ryan Pultz. He is virtual. Ryan Pultz is virtual.
Congratulations, Ryan.
I can hear him yelling from here. You hear that?
Yeah.
I can hear the excitement all the way from Oregon.
All right, prize number 2, a very cool Elijah Craig lamp plus a custom bottle carrier made by Noel Leatherworks, who has a booth right back there. If you haven't seen his leather work, it's amazing.
It's outrageous.
It really is outrageous.
It's thick, it's riveted,
Outrageous.
it's stunning. Wallets, bags, briefcases, all of it.
Everything.
Go
Really
check him out over here.
Check him out. All right, here we go. Who's the winner?
David Chamberlain. David Chamberlain is live. Where's David Chamberlain?
David Chamberlain, if you're in the building, head your way down here. Look for a lady in a red shirt, Marissa. She'll take care of you. All right, prize number 3, this elite package.
Nice.
By Perdomo Cigars, a hat, cutter, lighter set, a Zycar cutter, a mug, a tumbler, ashtray.
This looks like every photo I see on the Smoke Inn social, right? You got the matching ashtray,
Right.
cutter, lighter, cooler thing. It's just like, we see this all the time.
I
This
love
is great.
the color,
It's a
too.
this is a full setup
Yep.
for all of your social media photos.
All right, let's see who won this great prize.
Eric Story. Where is Eric Story?
Eric Story, you are here live. Please find Marissa over here, and she will get your prize to you right over there. All right. Prize number 4. We have a 90-count Diamond Crown Camden Humidor, a Zycar cutter, and a vintage ashtray. Let's see who the winner is.
These humidors are so beautiful, by the way. The Diamond Crown humidors are always...
And they've evolved so well from when I first got in the
And they
industry.
still have great value.
Great value.
Scott Sedone. Scott, where are you?
Cheering. Somebody knows Scott. Come on, Scott. Make your way down. You won a great prize. And the final set is
boy.
Yep. Is a 5-box collection from Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, plus an autographed crystal ashtray. Anybody want this? Let's see who the lucky winner is.
Derek Moon. Derek Moon New York.
Derek Moon.
New York.
Socialite. Congratulations, Derek.
He just saved himself 75% OTP. Derek,
Right.
it's your lucky day.
Lucky day. Mike, it's time for another act.
Are these guys unbelievable?
We got another
doing this
act.
dragon?
Yes. This is the Lion Dance being performed for you by the Lakeland Lion Dancers. Let's give them a round of applause, please.
Bring them up.